Live at Sunrise.
Ahead on KRCG 13, live at Sunrise, the Highway Patrol trooper accused of involuntary manslaughter in a drowning death enters his plea.
And things return back to normal as the standoff at an Oregon wildlife refuge comes to an end.
Plus, quick actions by a Good Samaritan and his dog saved the life of a Columbia man. Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Dick Preston.
And I'm Kelsie Passel. Today is Friday, February 12th, and here are your top stories. A Missouri state trooper says he's innocent in the death of an Iowa man back in 2014.
Charges against Trooper Anthony Piercy stem from the drowning death of Brandon Ellingson at the Lake of the Ozarks.
Brandon Ellingson drowned while handcuffed and in the custody of Trooper Piercy. Piercy had arrested Ellingson for boating while intoxicated. Ellingson then went into the water where he drowned. Witnesses said Piercy placed an already buckled life vest over Ellingson's head and did not properly secure it. He was charged with involuntary manslaughter back in December. A coroner's inquest ruled Piercy was not at fault in the death, but Special Prosecutor William Shea brought the manslaughter charge after investigators uncovered new details in the case. In an earlier interview, Ellingson's father told KRCG he was relieved by the criminal charge against Piercy.
He's got to live with that. He killed my son. And I have to live with that too the rest of my life. So, but you know, he genuinely seemed like a pretty good guy, but he didn't do protocol. He didn't do the basics.
Set a trial date for Piercy next month. Shea says he has never heard of a case in Missouri in which a Missouri state trooper faced a charge of manslaughter. A man wanted on kidnapping and assault charges near Kansas City was arrested in mid-Missouri. Michael Snyder was wanted in Jackson County on kidnapping and domestic violence assault charges. Officials were tipped off that Snyder was staying in Morgan County. County Sheriff Jim Petty says Snyder gave himself up to a SWAT team.
The reason we used the SWAT team is we had information that he was armed, that he did have a warrant, possibly dangerous, and we want to take precautions not only to protect our guys, but to protect him.
Well, Snyder's kidnapping and domestic assault charges were filed in Independence last June.
After nearly 2 months, the occupation of an Oregon wildlife refuge is over. Now the last holdouts will appear at arraignment hearings today. The FBI is working with the local fish and wildlife agents to see how much damage was done. They say that refuge will be closed for several more weeks while bomb technicians comb the area.
The man who wrote a major municipal court reform bill last year is speaking out about efforts to overturn the new law. State Senator Eric Schmidt calls the lawsuit against the measure, quote, an insult to taxpayers, end quote. The law caps the amount of revenue St. Louis County towns generate from traffic fines. In a court hearing last week, several St. Louis County communities argued the law is unconstitutional because it only targets their area.
That argument's not supported by Missouri case law. And the other fact is, you would have to, if you look at our statutes, we have literally hundreds of bills that address different challenges in different parts of the state.
Schmidt is currently sponsoring a bill to cap how much money cities can receive from other ordinance violations. Well, February is Heart Month. About a third of all American adults have heart disease, including many who are unaware that they're even part of that number.
And being a heart patient myself, this month I took the chance to take a closer look at the challenge of staying with a cardiac program after the shock.